Alright guys, so for this shot, I'm going to be using the Canon EOS RP, and I also need a gallon of milk. Now I know this sounds crazy, but just keep watching the video. This will all make sense here in a second. Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. I am so excited for today's video. This is something I've been wanting to do for a little while now. I've been planning it a bit, and I do plan on having it be a whole series on this channel. In today's video, we're gonna be doing a brand photo shoot here in my home office, my kitchen, honestly, just my apartment. So today we're gonna be doing a photo shoot for this right here. This is a product from a company called Control. This product is actually a meal replacement, so it's similar to a protein shake, but it actually has other calories and nutrients that a protein shake doesn't. So that's why they call it a meal replacement, but we'll actually talk about this product a little bit more throughout the whole video. Now, a couple buddies of mine, Big E and Big Rob Energy, actually both did unboxings and taste tests of this product. So I will link those down below if you guys are interested in checking those videos out. But as far as this video goes, I'm gonna focus on shooting some dope photos for these guys and seeing what we can cook up. And I'm gonna bring you guys along with me and show you a little behind the scenes of my whole process. So yeah, the timing of this couldn't be any more perfect. I was figuring out this whole series I wanted to start. I just didn't know what the first product would be. And then Skylar and the guys over at Control actually reached out to me, asked if they could send me some stuff and if I wanted to shoot any content for them. So it kind of just worked out perfectly. So shout out to those guys, and I'm really excited to get started on this series. This should be a fun video. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. If you guys are familiar with my channel already, then you know that every time I get something in the mail, I really like to do kind of a mini photo shoot for that product, whether it be for Instagram stories, or even just some cool B-roll of that product. And I've sent some of these images and videos to some of these brands before, which has actually led to doing some real work together. Alright guys, so I'm excited to get into this video, so let me tell you what gear I am using. I'm actually going to be filming on the EOS R so you guys can kind of see the behind the scenes, and I can talk to you guys kind of throughout the whole process. On that, I have my 16-35, then also I'm using the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus for the audio. As far as taking the photos go, I'm going to be using the Canon EOS RP, and then also the 24-70 2.8. Also, can't forget, we're definitely going to be using my Aperture 120D Mark II with the softbox, the Light Dome Mark II. Okay, so we're probably going to be moving around the apartment quite a bit for this, but we're going to start out in the kitchen, I think. So I'm going to move some of the gear out here. I honestly like our kitchen, but the one thing about it, it just doesn't have very good lighting. So I'm definitely gonna need to use this aperture light. Also, there's mad echo in this room. I never realized it because I never record audio out here. So bear with me, let's set this up. Once we get into our first shot, I'll kind of see, but I might have to turn off these overhead lights just because I don't want to mix the color temperatures. So yeah, we might have to kill those. Does make it quite a bit darker, but let's see kind of what it looks like once we get into our first shot here. Okay, so I have in mind kind of what I want my first shot to be, but let me show you guys what's actually in this box. Everybody knows you gotta unbox with the largest knife you can possibly find near you. So their packaging is pretty damn amazing. Like I said, check out my homies unboxings if you wanna see a whole thing, but yeah, this is super clean. It comes with like stickers, custom tissue paper, come on now. We got the actual product, and then they also threw in a shaker as well, which is perfect. First of all, mad respect that they use blender bottle for the shaker cups, because that is the GOAT in my opinion. So this is the actual product we're working with here. It is a cinnamon toast flavor, which kind of goes along perfectly with what I'm thinking. And yeah, the packaging actually looks pretty nice as well, so this should be cool. So here's what I'm kind of thinking for this first shot to kind of go along with the cinnamon toast cereal vibe. So I'm gonna fill up the shaker cup with the cereal, kind of treat the shaker cup as the actual bowl itself, fill it up with cereal, maybe even some milk. We'll see kind of how it looks, have it next to the bag. That's kind of the plan, so we'll see. One thing you definitely have to keep in mind when you're doing some things like this, not everything you try is gonna work, so you have to be flexible and okay with some ideas just being bad and figuring out how to pivot to make it work. So my idea is I kind of want to have it like overflowing, add food stylist to my resume. But that actually looks pretty good. So I'm going to kind of position this, figure out what angle I'm going to shoot this in. Let me move you guys so you're not in the shot and I can still kind of tell you what's going on here. I'm going to have to move that light around here in a second too. I love how big the softbox is on this thing. It makes everything look So sick. So let's see if we can get a couple shots. Okay, sweet, so I think those actually turned out pretty good. Let's try something else. I want to try a milk shot. I don't know how this is gonna turn out, and honestly with one person it might be kind of tricky, but we're gonna give it a shot. So my thought here is to put my camera on a tripod, put it on burst mode, and I'm gonna pour the milk. So we'll see how this turns out. I'm only gonna try this once really, so it might be a bust, but we're gonna give it a shot. You're never gonna make content that stands out if you shoot it exactly how everyone else would think to shoot it. So think outside the box. And again, I'm gonna shoot a little bit wider than I need to so I can kind of crop it in post if I want to. I mean, look at this mess I just made. But actually, it doesn't look too bad. What if I took a photo of that? So I think that actually turned out pretty good. We'll have to see once I actually start editing it. But there might be one photo in there with the milk pour, so that's kind of tight. Also, don't grill me in the comments. I'm not wasting a bunch of food. I'm trying to use as little as possible. But also, I'm gonna go ahead and eat this, so no worries. Not bad. And I want to take this time to mention this because I've learned this from my own experience. If there's a company or a brand you want to shoot some work for, but maybe your portfolio doesn't have any of that type of work, right? So maybe you want to start doing gym edits or shoot for a fitness brand or whatever, right? But if your portfolio doesn't have anything related to fitness, why would they hire you to shoot that stuff? Even if you are capable, they don't see any of the work that relates to what they're doing. The more stuff you shoot, the more different style things you shoot, the bigger your portfolio is gonna be. So if there's a company you wanna do some work for, maybe it's a t-shirt company, maybe it's a supplement company, buy some of this stuff. If you actually enjoy the product that much, shoot some product photography of it, maybe shoot some B-roll of it, or maybe even do an entire video on it on your YouTube channel. If you're proud of the work you're able to make, maybe you tag them on Instagram, maybe you send it to them, maybe you find an email that you can send to the company. And who knows, maybe it will lead to something down the road, or maybe it won't at all. But I'm telling you right now, if there's a company you want to shoot for, or a company you want to work with, and you don't have anything in your portfolio that relates to them, there's about a 0% chance that they're just gonna randomly hit you up and ask you to shoot some content for them. So do one of these little mini photo shoots. You'll grow your portfolio, you'll take some dope photos, it can be content for your own socials, and you never know who could see it down the road. So that's kind of my take on it. I've been doing that for a while. I've actually been trying to do more and more recently, and so far a couple of other brands have already hit me up. Oh, okay, it smells really good. Okay, so for this next one, I think I'm actually gonna fill the shaker cup up with some of the product, and I'm gonna use milk. I think if it was water, it'd be more see-through, so I'm gonna make sure I put in enough product and use milk, and hopefully it kind of looks good in the shaker. That's at least my thinking. If you add your protein powder or meal replacement in before your liquid, you are a psychopath. It's just as bad as people that put milk in their cereal bowl before they put in the cereal. That's messed up, man. So I'm gonna do like a scoop and a half, just so it looks nice and thick. I've had this in my office for like a week because I knew I was gonna film this, and I just haven't tasted it yet or unboxed it because I didn't want to mess anything up for the video. Oh, that's good. It reminds me of kind of like a buttery cinnamon roll, to be honest. It's good flavor for sure. I don't usually go for cinnamon flavored supplements myself, but that's actually surprisingly pretty good. Okay, so the inside of the shaker, because it's clear, it has like stuff up on the top, so I gotta wipe that down. All part of the styling, baby. Then I know you can Photoshop stuff out, but the more you can get out before you take the photo, it's just gonna make your life easier. All right, so for this one with the shaker cup here, I think we're actually gonna do it in front of my gaming PC here, just because it makes sense. I think this product is more than just for gamers, but it definitely is marketed a lot towards gamers, so it kind of just makes sense to have it in front of the gaming PC. So this is what it kind of looks like. I have my gaming PC here, I have my monitor, keyboard, mouse, all that kind of stuff, just little details. So I'm just gonna try to get a shot of the shaker in front of the computer. We'll see what it looks like. Also, I don't really need any other light right now because I'm getting enough natural light from my big window. Okay, so I wanna try to get one more that's kind of in my office or like an office environment here. I want a laptop in it, but my MacBook has a ton of stickers on it, which doesn't really work with other brands, I feel like. So luckily for me, my girlfriend just picked up the new MacBook Air, so gonna borrow this real quick. One thing too, when you're shooting, you gotta keep in mind like what ratios you're trying to go for. So a lot of the things that I'm going for are gonna be for vertical or for Instagram, which most companies are doing like 4:5s right now. So I'm shooting pretty much just vertical, but definitely something you want to keep in mind when you're shooting photos. If you need wides, just verticals or whatever. Kind of like a working from home vibes here. Nice, I think one of those might actually turn out pretty cool. One thing to keep in mind for all this, don't be afraid to do some trial and error. Not everything's gonna work out, not everything's gonna make sense. So move some things around a little bit, try out some different angles, shoot up high, shoot down low, try out a bunch of stuff until something works. So we've done a couple shots now using a shaker and the bag. So I'm trying to think of something a little bit different we could do for this shot, and I think I got it. I think coffee would be a perfect thing to kind of complement not only the flavors of this product, but also just kind of the vibe of this whole thing. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna get the scoop out of the bag here, fill it up with some of the product, and then maybe have it on this cutting board here that kind of fits in with the whole style, kind of like the browns, tans, everything like that. Throw a couple coffee beans on there, and I think the texture of this cutting board could look really nice. So let me kind of set the scene and I'll show you guys what I'm thinking. All right, so I actually feel pretty good about how these photos are looking. But now we gotta put them on the computer, start editing them a bit, and see what they really look like. Let's do it. All right guys, so I actually think the photos turned out pretty good, especially considering it was only like a 2-hour little photo shoot here at home. You guys have probably already seen some of the photos kind of sprinkled throughout the whole video, but I will show a few of them on the screen right now. Also, I might throw up a couple of these photos over on my Instagram, so be on the lookout for that. But if I had to pick my favorite photo out of this group, it'd probably be the one of the milk pouring, just because it was kind of tricky for me to pull off on my own, and I only did one take of it, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So that one is probably my favorite. So special shout out again to Skylar and the guys over at Control for sending some of this stuff out to me. This is not sponsored and I'm not affiliated with them, but I'm always down to show some love to a brand that is willing to support creators. So I will link their website down below if you guys are interested in checking them out. If you guys would do me a favor though, in the comments below, let me know if you enjoyed this style of the video. It was really fun for me to make, and I definitely want to do more of this series. Also hit me up with some suggestions of what other brands and companies you want to see me shoot next. But that's gonna be it guys. If you enjoyed this video, drop it a thumbs up. That really helps the channel out. If you're new around here, consider hitting that sub button. I'd really appreciate it. I try to make content trying to help other creators create better looking content. That is a mouthful. My name is Johnny. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.